Hi everybody, welcome to Wormald Civil Stadium for round 17 women's NPLW action between Murdoch University Melville and Perth Soccer Club, a battle between the top two sides in the league in season 2020. Thanks for joining me here tonight on a chilly night down here in Murdoch in Perth's southern suburbs. My name's Tommy Dolman. It's a pleasure to bring you tonight's action on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page, wherever you may be watching around Australia and the world. Two games tonight across the division. This one here, of course, as we've already stated, and also at Warhop Park, it's Fremantle City versus NTC, and a potentially important game for the finals race also. The round will be completed on Sunday afternoon with two more fixtures, a meeting between the league's bottom two in Subiaco and Curtin, and another important game in the Redbacks and Balcatta too. All those fixtures, as well as the men's NPL matches and State League, will feature across the platforms during the weekend. So tonight's referee is Livia Katona, an official who's been a regular across the NPLW circles in season 2021, and he will be assisted by Nathan Hankin and Dragan Kovacevic. As Murdoch University Melville break from their huddle, we're just anticipating that Perth will break from theirs as well. Perth, as you can see, wearing their sky blue home kit with the white shorts. Murdoch University Melville in their home kit too, the predominantly red tops and the black shorts and the black socks. As Perth do break from their huddle and just about to get set and underway here on the Murdoch Synthetic on your Friday night. What a way to start the weekend. Top two sides in the league last season facing off, with both needing to win for different reasons. Can defending champions Mum FC retain top spot and put the pressure on Northern Redbacks ahead of their game on Sunday? Or will Perth bag 3 points to potentially lift them to third pending other results? It's a second meeting in 9 days between these sides after last week's catch-up game as we enter the final month of the regular season. Round 17 action between Murdoch University Melville and Perth is underway. Murdoch University Melville getting us started, kicking from the right to the left of your stream, and they're on the front foot early through Grace Betty, who's charging down this right-hand side. She's got Ellie Lamont and Mariana Tabane in the middle. It's Betty who pulls back. DeLeo cuts out. Betty will get to the ball first. She's stood up by Natasha Tanner for the moment. Still going Betty, and wins the corner. So a bubbly start from Betty and Murdoch University Melville inside the first 60 seconds. As we said before, really chilly night here in the southern suburbs. Not an ounce of breeze in the air or any sort of rain forecasted either, thankfully. So here are the defending champions on the front foot with the first corner of the night, and it comes. It's aimed in towards Lamont. It might break for Talia Organ, who wanted it on her left side. She tried the lob, and Bennett was backpedaling for a moment, but was able to watch it over pretty comfortably in the end. Touched on it just a moment or so ago in the build-up to kick-off. These two teams did meet 9 days ago on a Wednesday. Catch-up game from round 3 action, which is erased on the Anzac Day long weekend due to the snap COVID lockdown here in WA. It was a 2-0 win for Mum FC here, though, at this ground. Goals from Ellie Lamont and Mariana Tabane. That kept Mum FC second in the table, with Redbacks also playing a catch-up game that night and defeating Fremantle City. Mum FC not in action last weekend, though, due to poor condition of the pitch at Ashfield, where NTC normally play their home games. That game was wiped out, and Redbacks were able to seize the initiative once again as they defeated Perth by 2-0 at Dorrien Gardens last Sunday. Here's Betty again playing against her former club, of course, where she spent 2020 with Perth. Dispossessed. Duncanson will try to reel that one in, but that'll skid away off the surface and out for a throw. Lawrence heads on. Green and Kate Ritchie will battle for possession. Liana Cook just off the boot and away for Danelle Cornish. Goalkeeper who's kept 6 clean sheets since returning to the team. Zara Board starting the season in goal for Mum FC, and Cornish has returned and made a big impact. In fact, Cornish has kept 6 clean sheets, and Murdoch University of Melville have kept 6 clean sheets in their last 7 overall, so well and truly building into this season nicely to the defending champions. Talia Organ is taking the throw just behind Perth's dugout there. Touch off to Bain. Here is Ruby Walsh. She's got support to her outside from Tanner, who's going to check back and look for DeLeo. DeLeo wearing the captain's armband tonight. Pass was intercepted by Organ, and now Betty will look to pick a pass. Ball just slipped away from Tabane. Poked forward for Cook. Lawrence does absolutely brilliantly in midfield there. One of the standout performers in the competition this season for me. Always puts in such a tireless shift in midfield. Really intelligent player as well, who gets on the ball and more often than not picks the right pass. Crane. Duncanson. Good football from Perth. Cook has got Crane running ahead of her. Cook maybe just held on to the pass for a little bit too long, and Crane had to check her run, and then the pass was easily gathered by Cornish. Good tempo about this game early as Stonehill tries to maraud down that right-hand side. She's beaten Tanner for pace pretty easily. It's Tia Stonehill pulling back. It'll run through for Betty to strike at goal. And the defending champions draw first blood here under the Friday night lights. They return to the top of the league. Thanks to Grace Betty's early goal here on the synthetic. It's Mum FC 1, Perth Soccer Club 0. So Grace Betty unmarked in the penalty area puts Mum FC 1-0 up. Goal against her former club, the second time she's done that this season after netting at Dorian Gardens back in round 8. It was a 12th minute goal from Ellie Lamont which put Mum FC ahead 9 days ago. Betty's got one even sooner than that. What can Perth do to respond? It's Duncanson's ball, and arriving was DeLeo, and it just drifted over everybody's head in the end and went out for a goal kick. It was a teasing ball in from Perth's top scorer. Here's Stonehill again. Breaking down that right-hand side once more. Lamont's all on her own at the back post. If the cross comes over, it does. Stonehill's cross was perhaps looking to catch out the goalkeeper as she did in the State Cup final against Balcatta. In the end, Bennett was able to watch that over. Very experienced goalkeeper. Tia Stonehill's been very dangerous down the right-hand side in this opening 5 or 10 minutes. DeLeo's ball forward. Cook looking to ghost in behind. Ball bounced over the head of Kate Ritchie. And then Gibbons is able to swat that one away out into touch. Betty's goal actually maintains Mum FC's record of scoring in every game in season 2021. $55 goals now in their 16th game. In fact, the last time Mum FC were held to no score was actually against Perth Soccer Club in the league. And that was last year at this venue where Perth won by an Abby Meekins penalty to 0. And that time that was a goal which somewhat boosted Perth's title chances, but a little slip towards the end of the season and Mum FC turning on in the final 3 or 4 games ensured that Pete Rakic's team won the title. There is Meekins helping it forward. Shouts for handball against Lehane, and Liviu Katona spotted that one, and Perth will get a free kick in pretty good position here. We're about 30 yards out from goal. Now we know Meekins has got a strike from long distance in her locker. There's 5 in the Mum FC wall. It's going to be Meekins to hit it. Cornish is across and in good position to gather it pretty comfortably. Meekins just unable to get the power to test the goalkeeper. Tanner's pass flicked around the corner by Walsh, who looks to utilise her pace. Little slip from Lehane there, and Walsh nearly poked forward for Crane. Good tackle by Meekins, who tries her luck from range again, and Cornish had to beat it over the bar. Shot from Meekins was dipping under the goal, under the crossbar, apologies. This has been a pretty good response from Perth after the early setback. Crane comes short. Duncanson goes deep instead. It'll run through to Cook. It just skips off the surface and hits her in the head. Still here for McMurdo to help back forward. Meekins will give chase and Cornish will come and claim with authority again. Bain pokes back for Rosie Lehane. Gibbons under pressure from Cook. Good piece of composure there from Murdoch's number 22. Possession turned over. Rosie Lehane with good work rate though to snuff out Ruby Walsh, and then fullback puts that one into touch. Player who's capable of playing anywhere across the back 4 of the Mum FC defence is Rosie Lehane. One of 3 players to play in every game in season 2021, along with the goal scorer Betty and Tia Stonehill. Did a really good job in particular last season when deputising for Poppy Hooks when she was injured mid-season last year, and Hooks also out of the team at the moment, but back on the bench this evening after an injury against the Redbacks in the State Cup semi-final. Stonehill hooks around the corner. Tabane will give chase. Tanner was able to play that off Tabane and win a throw for a team. Lamont. Lawrence just turns around the corner. Lahane will do well to keep that in. She does. Green, Stonehill. Green again. Little reverse was looking for Stonehill. It'll pick out Tabane instead. Patient build up from Mum FC. Perth pressing pretty well, but good football from the defending champions to play under pressure. Here's Betty. Gibbons has got some space to drive into if she can collect the ball. She's got Tabane wider. Cross is aimed into Talia Organ, who got forward from full back, but ball just escaped her slightly. Bennett will get us restarted. Perth's inaugural NPLW fairest and best winner last season. Player who was also rewarded for her performances with a call up to Glory's W League team, although she unfortunately didn't get to play a minute of action. Stonehill. Trying to get the better of Tanner again. She does dust that. Stonehill's cross into the area, deflected and gathered by Bennett again. So, Mum FC 1, Perth Soccer Club 0. If you're late to the broadcast this evening on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page, Grace Betty's goal against her former club. Her 7th of the campaign. Splits both of these teams to date. Perth mounted a pretty good response. Abby Meekins with a couple of chances, but MFC looked to have settled a little bit, although they've turned over possession here. Duncanson will try and skin Organ down the outside. Lawrence is coming across to help her teammate out, and then Duncanson just ran out of real estate and ball crossed over for a goal kick. Goal kick played short. Thu's clearance will be tried to reel in by Spadano, but first touch was a little bit heavy. One of the truest surfaces in the whole of WA, this synthetic ground. One of the best to play on in WA, but sometimes on these dewy, chilly nights it can just skip a little bit. It does take a little bit of time for the players to adjust. Stonehill, Lawrence passes, looking for Lamont. McMurdo will step in. She'll hoist forward, stepping in Gibbons, who's playing in the centre of defence tonight in place of Katie Schubert. Now Ellie Lamont will try and get the better of fullback down this left-hand side, still engaged in a battle with McMurdo, and then Lamont gives away the free kick. Apologies if your view's slightly obstructed by the home dugout at home. Betty helps over the top. Spadano will look up, try and find the feet of Cook. Lawrence stepping in again as she has done all night so far. Stonehill will look up. She was pressured by Walsh. The pass was a little miscued, but no real damage as Mum FC keep the ball into the feet of Tabane. Stepping in, McMurdo again. Tabane. Stonehill's open wide right. Once again tries to skip past Tanner, cross into the area. It nearly broke for Lawrence. It might still break for Betty, and stepping in there was Crane, who's such a good ball carrier. And here she goes, Gemma Crane, down this left-hand side. Betty's not... In fact, it's Lahane who's not given up the ghost yet. Crane's little reverse will find the feet of Meekins, who is stood up by Baxter Thu, the two number 8s. Two Perth players arriving in the middle. Here's Richie. Cross into the area. Thu's header. Spadano's volley is shanked and wide of the mark. There's a taste of what Gemma Crane's all about, though. She's arguably the best ball carrier in the women's competition. Can really get it up the pitch quickly and with such magnificent close control too. One of the reasons why she's been re-signed for Perth Glory's W League side. That competition is set to get underway in November, of course, as Lamont skips down this left-hand side. Still going Ellie Lamont, driving into the penalty area. Strike at goal. Bennett will read that one nicely and gather. Stonehill. Linesman said the ball would cross the line. Richie tiptoes through a couple of challenges. The 1-2 with Walsh didn't quite work, and then the pass in midfield from Mum FC, a little wide of the mark. And Richie's layoff was disappointing. Ex-NTC player who's played quite a few senior minutes in recent weeks, Kate Ritchie. Cornish plays short, looking for Green. I say short, it ended up close to halfway. Lane, back for Green. Crisp passing from the home team. Green goes back, stepping in Walsh. Richie. Love a little feign inside to beat Green. Now Walsh's cross straight into the body of Lahane. Walsh opts to keep that one alive rather than let it run for the corner. The reverse is looking for Richie. Flags up on this near side though. It'll be offside. So in terms of what this means at the moment in the overall standings, Mum FC will be returning to the top of the league by 2 points if it stays as is. Northern Redbacks can of course return to the top on Sunday if they win against Balcatta. Sadie Lawrence is in on goal though. She'll pull across. Lamont's there and can't miss from that distance. And Mum FC are once again ruthless. Goal number 57 of the season for the defending champions. They're off and flying, and they've got a 2-goal break on Perth here. It's Mum FC 2, Perth 0. So Ellie Lamont, been in good goal-scoring form. As the winger, she's got 8 goals for the campaign, matching her tally from last season. As Perth try to mount an immediate response. Really found her groove of late. Ellie Lamont, she's got 6 in her past 6 now. Struggled a little bit earlier in the season, having come back from injury, but really finding her groove now, and she looks as though she's going to play a pivotal role as Mum FC continue their push towards back-to-back titles and a possible top 4 cup as well. Betty, Green, Betty again, Stonehill's wide right. This time she'll try and take on Duncanson, who's switch flanks that left-hand side. Crane tried to hook over her head and get the better of Lahane, but Gibbons was coming across, using all of that experience, and then Stonehill hits the deck after coming together with Tanner. Mum FC earn a free kick. So it's going to be Tabane's free kick. It's aimed in. It's a little bit too close to the goalkeeper, though. And it's clearance up in the air from Lahane. Organ will poke forward. Shouts for handball against Betty. Free kick Perth. Chance to get some bodies forward in pursuit of a goal to half the deficit. Free kick was disappointing from DeLeo though, and now Mum FC will look to counter-attack. Lamont's carrying the ball. She's got Green ahead of her, and she was closed down by McMurdo. Now Crane. Plenty forward here for Perth. Gemma Crane will take the strike on goal herself. Cornish fumbles, and Gemma Crane pulls one back out of nowhere. The Azuri half the deficit here on the Murdoch synthetic. Gemma Crane's 2nd goal of the season. Mum FC 2, Perth 1. Perth pull one back. Very rare error from Danelle Cornish in the Mum FC goal. If anything, was deceived by the spin of Crane's shot from just outside the area. Perth mounted a pretty good response after going behind to Betty's goal and weren't able to take one of their couple of chances they created. They do pull one back on this occasion, though. And that one might just breathe a bit of life back into this first half. Walsh will play back for McMurdo. Spadano's got time to turn. She's got Tanner to her outside. Next pass on is Duncanson. Pass was a little wide of the mark and ball crosses the line for a throw. Stonehill, lovely skill to get the better of two Perth defenders. To Bain. Picked up by Green. Tries to bolt through two challenges. She does. Murdoch's number 15. Green is converged upon by two Perth players. And now out for a throw it goes. Cleared up the line, headed back by Organ. Betty will look up and see a switch of the play that she likes. Tanner should win the foot race first and does. Been in 14 squads in season 2021, Natasha Tanner. Part of the Goldfields Junior State squad. Tabane can't quite keep that one in play. So Mum FC 2, Perth 1. Football West YouTube channel and Facebook page on your Friday night. Tommy Dolman with you on the call. One of two games across the platforms this evening. Fremantle City and NTC happening elsewhere. Won't give you any spoilers of that one in case you want to catch on it a little bit later on. The two teams definitely in and around Perth for that finals position. Here comes Lamont again, full of confidence after scoring earlier on. She concedes the free kick on this occasion, though. And then the early release from McMurdo's looking for Meekins. It's a lovely pass. Meekins tried to help that over the top. Cook was converging and it was a risky attempt by Thu to leave that for the goalkeeper. Worked out okay, though. Good communication as it turned out. Duncanson. Ball inside for Cook. Tried to thread the pass to Meekins. Hit a Mum FC leg, and now Murdoch University Melville will look to utilise the pace and counter again, but Stonehill's just been held up by Tanner. To Bain, Lahane. Stonehill's quick, but even she's not that quick. Plays back for Cornish. Looks for a short option, has to clear upfield instead. Green's got Lamont in plenty of space down this left-hand side. It's closed down by Meekins. Switch the play for Lahane to Bain. Touch just escaped her. Goes back in to try and win possession. Duncanson emerges with it. She'll look up and find Cook. Once again, Lawrence stepping in midfield brilliantly. Through ball's a nice one for Lamont, who'll look to turn. She'll go outside. The cross will come in. It's just in front of Stonehill. And the striker won't give up the chase just yet, but it's going to roll out of play. Once again, that searing pace of Mum FC's front three. Looking super dangerous. Walsh goes back for DeLeo. DeLeo's going to look upfield and launch. Thu got the head on it. Pass from Organ, nearly cut out by Cook. Right foot of Organ, then swings that out. Can Lane keep it in? She does. She's got a little bit of time here to assess her options. Green's making the run forward. I think it was Richie stepping in there. Spadano prevents the corner and puts out for a throw. Mum FC with a record of 3 wins to 1 over Perth in the NPLW era. Of course, Perth's only win came at this ground in that previously mentioned 1-0 win, in which Abby Meakin scored from the penalty spot. Green's pass looking for the feed of Stonehill, who's drifted centrally for that attack. Gibbons' reading of the play has been excellent tonight so far. Lawrence turning. She's put under the pump. Mum FC able to play out from the back. They do like to do that when possible and are normally pretty proficient at it as well. Not just the league's best attack, but the league's best defence as well. Just the 13 goals conceded in, what is their 15th goal? The 15th game tonight, my apologies. It's 13th goal after the one scored by Crane earlier in the half. Once again, they try and play short. Thu's pass is cut out, and then Thu went back in and made amends. It's a Perth throw. Spadano around the corner. Crane heads on. Walsh cuts in board. Lawrence with a cool back heel to find Lamont. Now Green. Tabane's in front of her. Slide rule ball from Tabane. Just didn't quite have enough on it. And that allowed DeLeo to step in. Lovely idea, though, from the playmaker. Lawrence's ball over the top's inventive. Stonehill might run into it. Stonehill goes to ground. Half a shout for a penalty, but fairly half-hearted overall. Lamont will keep this alive. Tries a little flick to get away from her opponent. Cleared only as far as Organ. Sadie Lawrence will strike. Bennett's backpedaling, and she was in a good position in the end to claim. Crane and Lawrence, a great battle there. Crane almost ran into a teammate there, unfortunately, and Lawrence was able to clean up. Forward by DeLeo. Meekins had... I thought she'd come from an offside position, but she was in fact fouled by Thu. Danielle Brogan encouraging her troops. Former Sydney FC and Perth Glory defender. 7 Australia caps with the Matildas as well. Her team have got a free kick that's flung in by DeLeo. It was a dangerous looking one. Spadano pressured by two Mum FC players. Ball turned over now. Green's got the pace to be able to drift past the defence. She's still going, Abby Green, and still going, and then the touch just ran away from her, but Olivia Katona will pull back for an infringement earlier in the passage of play. I think she had Stonehill to the right and Ellie Lamont, to the left. So Lawrence has stood over this one. It'll have to be a great strike from here. And it comes from Lawrence. Bennett able to watch wide. Minutes ticking down in this opening 45 minutes here on the Murdoch synthetic. Betty, Stonehill. Meekins. Looks up, Cook. Wins possession. Betty, though, is tracking back from midfielders. All good midfield players do. Richie, a little bit of time and space. Ran into trouble, though, and now Betty will come away. Tabane's isolated for the moment. She needed to wait for the support, and Betty was able to continue her run. Betty goes to ground. Advantage played by the referee. Tabane's cross into the area. She had three waiting. It hit the first defender. Now Perth will try and counter. Duncanson's doing really well to beat a couple here. She's only really got Cook ahead of her for the moment. Meekins was arriving in support. She'll get the ball now. Cook's wide right. Pulled back for Walsh, who's invited to run. And now Cook's open and in a position to cross here, but the delivery was disappointing, and good opportunity for Perth to whip some quality into the area, goes begging. The Thu takes the restart. Givens forward, intercepted by Spadano. Foul goes Perth's way. Had a few of these set pieces in this first half, Perth. What can they do with this one in the minutes leading up to half time? Tanner and McMurdo back. DeLeo steps up and takes the set piece. It's straight at Cornish, though. Goalkeeper got a body behind the ball. Betty plays wide. Organ will look up. She'll try and pick out the run of Stonehill, but DeLeo stepped in. DeLeo once again. Meekins can bring down. She'll find the feet of Duncanson. Now Crane's wide right. If they can get the ball to her, it'll find her eventually via a deflection. Now here's Gemma Crane. She'll scoot down the outside. Ball's pulled back. Try to catch Cornish off guard. I think it was on target, you know. And now Green will carry the ball. She'll zip past Kate Ritchie. Lamont. Tia Stonehill will pull across goal. Stonehill with a chance again. Still Tia Stonehill, and into the side netting, and behind for a goal kick. Perth doing just enough there to get defenders behind the ball and snuff out the threat. Once again, that searing pace of Green through midfield just really opened the game up. Duncanson. Lawrence steps in. Foul conceded. In fact, it was Betty. My apologies. Foul conceded. So 2 Perth players stood over this one. DeLeo will leave it and get into the area. It'll be Duncanson, the try, luck deflected. Cornish will watch wide. And it'll be a corner. So chance possibly for Perth before half time. Duncanson's ball in. It might reach Cook. It'll go to McMurdo at the back post. Oh, belting strike from Emma McMurdo. And Perth pull level right in the shadows of half-time. Mum FC 2, Perth 2. So Mum FC 2, Perth 2. 4 goals in this first half. And now Mum FC will try and respond after conceding. Stonehill's ball across was aimed in at Lamont. Green. Time for the home team here, perhaps. Duncanson steps in, concedes the corner. So Perth have everybody back defending this set piece, aside from Crane, who's occupying 2 Mum FC defenders. Stonehill's gone over to take the corner. Mum FC have got plenty in the area. Ball is drilled in. Tanner got the foot on it. Tabane helps it back. Gibbons puts it back into the mixer, but it'll roll through for Bennett. Olivier Catone has just had a little look at his watch. Not long left in this first half. And that'll do it. Really good first 45 minutes here on the Murdoch synthetic. It looked as though Mum FC were off and away to the races. Goals from Grace Betty and Ellie Lamont put them into a 2-0 lead inside the first half of that first half, but Perth came roaring back. A couple of goals pulling them back into this one. A little bit of fortune about Gemma Crane's goal to perhaps pull one back and make it 2-1, and then a brilliant strike from Emma McMurdo to make it 2-2 just before the half-time whistle. Great game here on a Friday night. Mum FC 2, Perth 2. Welcome back to Wormald Civil Stadium here in Perth's southern suburbs. Round 17 Women's NPLW action on a Friday night. Chilly Friday night as well. Murdoch University Melville 2, Perth Soccer Club 2. After a cracking first 45 minutes here. What will the second half have in store for us? Perth get us underway. Rosie Lehane steps in. McMurdo, scorer of that cracking goal in the shadows of half-time, helping it forward. One change to bring you news of at half-time. Katarina Jukic on for Mariana Tabane. And here she is now chasing the ball straight away. Bennett is clearing upfield. Organ helps back forward. Spadano steps in. Lamont just lost their footing. Green continues on with it. Still going, Abby Green. Pulled back, Bennett claims cleanly and gives Perth a little bit of respite at the start of this second half. So just in case you're joining us at the start of this second half, Grace Betty and Ellie Lamont put MFC into a 2-goal lead, and then goals from Gemma Crane and Emma McMurdo made it 2-2. Stonehill will try her luck from distance and didn't quite catch that how she'd like. Player who scored 2 goals in the State Cup final against Balcatta over at Inglewood Stadium. Winner of the player of the match as well. One of the many attacking weapons that the home team have in their artillery. Bennett gets us restarted. Long upfield, Lamont steps in. Lawrence battling for possession. Foul is picked out by Olivia Katona, and it'll go the way of the hosts. Home team on the front foot at the start of this second period. Talia Organ stood over this set piece. Aimed in towards that penalty spot. Stonehill was in the mix. It's going to be hooked over a shoulder by Ritchie. And now Crane will just try and buy a little bit of time. She's opting to play in a dangerous area and in the end does a really good job to get the ball out to McMurdo. McMurdo swings wide. Here comes Walsh. Green tracking her back. Great work rate from Abby Green, and then a little bit unfortunate to lose the handle. Tanner, pass a little short for Duncanson. Lehane will bolt down this right-hand side. She's only really got Jukic in support at the moment. Cross was aimed in and headed away by DeLeo. Stonehill, Lamont, great run across Perth's defence, and then she just lost her footing, unfortunately, as she went to put the cross back across goal. Really unlucky play there for the winger. A lovely piece of movement off the ball, though, to find the space, and pass is a good one as well to pick her out. Stonehill. Spadano comes across. A few fans here tonight at Wormald Civil Stadium, braving the frosty conditions. Corner conceded by DeLeo. It'll be Stonehill who comes over to take. To the right of your picture. Shorts on here for Green, and that's what the Mum FC coaching staff were pointing out. Stonehill ignores Green now. Enters the penalty area. It's aimed in. It's a good delivery. Thu was arriving. Got her head to it. It was only a glancing touch, though, and Crane should be able to clear. She left it behind though and then showed great composure to get away from Lamont. Lawrence. Switch the play for Lehane. Lehane's got the pass on for Stonehill here, who now has Betty making the run forward. DeLeo will use her body to just nudge Betty off the ball. DeLeo is still going here. She'll go back for McMurdo, who should clear here, but Perth are keen to play out from the back. Pass for Duncanson's a risky one. Stepping in Lehane. Abby Green's got Ellie Lamont to her left. It's Lamont in the area. The touch. The strike. The finish. Lamont's got two. Mum FC lead 3-2 here. And the defending champions are back in front again. Mum FC 3, Perth 2. What a game. Goals aplenty here in Murdoch this evening. And I get the sense that with the way the game's panned out so far, that's not going to be the end of the scoring. Here's Cook looking to respond immediately. Fed into Meekins. The clearance was made by Thu. Lawrence. Brilliant play yet again from Mum FC's number 7. Jukic has got to switch the play on. She couldn't quite find Betty, and then the ball forward was a little wide of the mark. Lehane passed. It'll land eventually at the feet of Jukic. Tries to tiptoe away past Spadano, who got a good foot in, and then I think she got a good foot in again there, the midfielder. Perth number 6 has been an ever-present in the Azuri side over the first 2 seasons of the NPLW competition. Played a junior football at Ellenbrook United. Was also the Golden Boot winner at the National Futsal Championships as well back in 2019. Jukic. Still Jukic. Lehane's got plenty of space. Stonehill's providing an option wider. She'll let it run and has the opportunity to put the cross in, and ball probably just escaped her a little bit. More pace than she perhaps expected on that pass. Stonehill. Tanner. Here's Lehane. Turned around the corner for Lawrence, who turns around the corner for Betty. Betty's got the run of Lamont ahead of her, and the pass was a little bit too close to Bennett. Crane. Still going, Gemma Crane here. Space opens up. It's Liana Cook. It's deflected. It might break to Meekins. Cornish is down, and then Gibbons has to hack away. And that'll go out for a throw. Down in that corner of the pitch. Mum FC this time lucky to avoid a scare. Crane trying to weave her way out of a tight corner. I don't think she managed to quite keep it in. She didn't. A little bit unlucky there as she broke through and then got the shot on goal, but the assistant over on that far side had spotted that the ball had crossed the line. Tanner stepping in. Green. Jukic. Green continued her run. DeLeo stepped in. Spadano looked up and picked out Cook. Cook's layoff was misdirected and intercepted by Murdoch University Melville, who lead here on the synthetic by 3 goals to 2. 2 for Ellie Lamont, 1 for Grace Betty. Perth goals scored by Gemma Crane and Emma McMurdo. Friday night football on the Football West YouTube channel and Facebook pages this evening. Tommy Dolman with you on the call. Fremantle City and NTC happening elsewhere. 2 games completing round 17 action. Those are Subiaco FC and Curtin University, and Northern Redbacks and Balcatta as well. Gripping contest so far here tonight. Game played at a wonderful pace. Perth coming from 2 goals down to draw level at 2 apiece, and then Mum FC restoring their lead. Jukic tries to wriggle away from McMurdo. DeLeo clears upfield. Green stepping in Richie, who does brilliant there. Get her body in and win possession back for her team. Stonehill steps across and does a really nice job there at winning her team a set piece. Thu will look to get the ball moving quickly. It's aimed in at Betty. It's flicked on by Tanner. It'll be a Murdoch University Melville corner, sorry. Stonehill once again, the designated set piece taker. It'll be an outswinger. Mum FC have 7 attackers in the penalty area waiting for this one. Stonehill holds up a left hand. It's flicked on by Green. Baxter Thu will regain. Stonehill still out here having taken the corner. Cross comes back in. It's aimed in deep. It's Jukic arriving. It's Bennett claiming. Once again, Perth keen to play out from the back. Dangerous ball with Stonehill approaching Tanner. Cook tried to spin away, but Lawrence once again breaks it down, and then Thu's release. Bennett was on the edge of her area. Green stepping in Spadano, stepping in Lawrence. Stonehill's pass took a touch off an opponent. Crane. She's got Walsh running in support down the right-hand side. Lamont was tracking back. Last touch was off the 2-goal scorer of this evening. Crane. Wonderful skill to beat 2 would-be challengers. Cross comes in from Walsh. Crane continued her run. The shot across goal, and Cornish was scrambling for a minute. Perhaps not sure as to whether that was going to creep into the corner or drift wide of the upright. It did the latter, thankfully for Mark Jones's team. Abby Green. End-to-end stuff here. It's still Green going solo, and last touch was a little heavy. And Bennett was gathering. She's been such a line breaker tonight. Abby Green beating a challenge. Often beating a second as well, and really breaking up breaking open the defence, should I say. DeLeo's free kick. Launch forward. Meekins is arriving. Oh, it was a big chance for Abby Meekins. She ghosted in behind Mum FC's defence and just couldn't keep the header down. Untracked and unmarked by Murdoch. University Melville's defence. A gilt-edged chance to pull Perth level again. Lahane's got plenty of time here. And she does gather the ball. Cook presses well, wins the ball back for her team. Crane back for Tanner. Perth patient in possession. McMurdo will aim forward for Meekins. Thu will step in. Clearance will break for Stonehill. The lob over the top. It might reach Jukic. DeLeo stayed with her opponent. It might break to Jukic again. The layoff. Stonehill will arrive in the area. The strike at goal. It's pulled back. And then the touch off McMurdo, who had Green lurking in behind. She wasn't to know, and in the end put the ball behind. A case of better safe than sorry, I suppose. We should say, though, that Abby Green was definitely arriving late, so McMurdo definitely wasn't to know that the pressure was coming. That clearance does come at the expense of a corner, though. Ball comes in. Jukic tries to get the flick. Thu stands up, gets the shot away. Scrambled away by Perth's defence. Still here for Stonehill, who tries her luck. It's aimed in at Jukic. It'll run for Betty, who can keep this in play. Betty's got Lahane joining in from full back. The cross comes in. It bounced through 2 or 3 defenders from Perth, and then in the end, DeLeo decides she's had enough and she clears the ball. Semi-close to our commentary position. Ritchie. Lawrence steps in. Still going Sadie Lawrence. Just lost her footing there after the second challenge. Green on the turn. Crane gets a foot in. Betty's got to play up the line here for Jukic, who tried to just spin away from her opponent, but despite that box of tricks, wasn't able to quite pull that one off on this occasion. Betty and Duncanson battling for possession. Duncanson down behind play. Meanwhile, play continues with Green looking forward. Duncanson's still down on this near touchline here. Game's not stopped yet, though. Lamont looks up, cross into the area, headed clear by DeLeo. McMurdo's just got to gain as much territory as possible. Duncanson back on her feet now, but limping slightly. She'll try and run it off. Jukic. Meakin stepping in. McMurdo looks up. Pass was just a little ahead of Duncanson, and Lane will get us started again with the throw. Betty. Strike at goal from Grace Betty. Bennett was able to watch that from quite a way out. FC 3, Perth 2. Perth have come back from 2 down already so far tonight. Can they come back again? Betty's pass charged down eventually by Crane. It'll work its way out to Talia Organ though. Releasing ball was looking for Jukic. DeLeo was in position A to deal with it and was able to put into touch. Tessa DeLeo, whose brother Jordan is captain of the men's team. And the men's Azuri team are on top of the men's NPL. They're at home to Armidale tomorrow afternoon, looking to retain their spot at the summit of the league. Having come from 10 points down to overturn Floriet's lead. Switch the play from Lamont. Lane. Tear Stonehill. Still going Stonehill. Tanner was back and sticking to her task. And yet another corner for the home side. Stonehill's got 7 teammates in the penalty area waiting for this delivery. It's aimed in, it's a high ball. It's Bennett with a real good piece of goalkeeping there to defuse the situation. Just what you want from your goalkeeper, and the release was pretty good as well to find Cook. Crane. Lawrence was screening in midfield again, though. First change of the night coming for Perth here. And it'll be young Kate Ritchie who makes way. A diminutive midfielder's put in a real good shift tonight against some experienced players, the likes of Sadie Lawrence and the likes in midfield. She'll be replaced by Sophia Neal, former Northern Redbacks player, making her first team debut for the Azuri, having played in the under-23s last week. Oh dear, Lamont's gone down here. She was carrying the ball and she pulled up, and hopefully she's okay here. And I think Lamont's night might be over, unfortunately. She looks to be making her way off the pitch, and this is a sad sight. Tonight's 2-goal hero. a match-winning contribution so far, and unfortunately her evening's been cut short. Murdoch University Melville fans giving her a round of applause as she comes off. So frustrating for Lamont, who started this season a little late, having come back from pre-season. Found her feet, 8 goals in 6 games. And unfortunately has to make way after a great performance tonight. Match-winning one if it stays as is. The good news is she has managed to walk off the pitch okay, so hopefully that's just a strain rather than anything too serious. Coming on in her place is Poppy Hooks, who returns for her first game since State Cup semi-final against Northern Redbacks, the 5-2 win for Mum FC after extra time. And I suspect that might mean a slight reshuffle here. As Cornish yells for the ball, so it looks as though Hooks has gone to right back. Lahane has gone into the centre of defence, and Jamie Gibbons has pushed into midfield. And Abby Green has gone wide left, so Mum FC shuffling the pack after that injury, and Perth are on the front foot. Meekins tried to turn around the corner for Walsh. Betty will look up. She's got Green's pace to her left. She's got Stonehill and Hooks to her right. Poppy Hooks invited to drive forward. Pass for Jukic was intercepted. Crane gets her body in the way and wins possession back for Perth. Meekins put under the pump by Betty. McMurdo will look up. She's got Walsh to her right if she wants to use her. She instead goes long, and that'll be easy pickings for Organ. Had a 3-2 win for Murdoch University Melville against Perth in the first game of the NPLW era last year at Dorrien Gardens, and that's what the score is at the moment here at Murdoch's home ground. A fixture that's had plenty of goals in it over the journey. 14 goals in the 4 meetings between these two sides prior to tonight. Another 5 added as well. Crane's got Tanner to her left. The pass was just in front of Perth's number 15. Just looked as though Crane had lost her footing slightly as she made the pass. Now Jukic. Crane back on her feet and looking to impact. Good fight from Tanner. Duncanson looks up. She ran into Jukic. Mum FC able to win the ball back. Gibbons' layoff. Now Organ's got a little bit of space to drive into here. Green's to her left. And that's the ball to release the pace of Abby Green. She'll look for that left-hand side. It's well defended, though, by Walsh. Walsh, who spent 2020 at the NTC. Twelve appearances there in 2020. Hooks gets the ball before Meekins. Meekins sticks to a task, though. Crane's layoff, picked off by Hooks. Stonehill back. Deep looking to get involved in the move early. Betty wants an option. She doesn't see anything she likes and goes back for Lahane. Thu. Cornish. Perth's press is still providing plenty of energy, but Mum FC are good enough to play out and around it. Lawrence. Space out wide for Stonehill. The pass didn't quite get there. The touch off Tanner was a little heavy. Gibbons mops up, and then DeLeo will step in and snuff out the danger. Mum FC 3, Perth 2. Round 17, Women's NPLWA action. Murdoch University Melville returning to the top of the league if it stays as is. Perth will remain 5th pending results elsewhere. Jukic tries to win the corner and does so. And I suspect it'll be Stonehill once again. She's actually already in position. I didn't spot her before, so... Stonehill's ball in. Crane will half clear. Grace Betty will want it on her right foot. It nearly breaks for Jukic. In fact, it's Lawrence who gets the strike away, and then it's cleared away by Perth, by a hook or by a crook. And then Organ's ball was a little straight. Easily claimed by Bennett. Poppy hooks. That's a lovely pass for Jukic, who just went a little bit too early, according to the linesman. The referee and his assistant are just conversing over here. And Katarina Jukic has been shown a yellow card here. I'm not sure what that was for. So I'm not sure if that was for something said or whether it was something off the ball, but referee spotted it. Grace Betty. Still going Betty. Abby Green will take interest, and she's quick, but not that quick. Thu won the header. It ended up being a flick on which Duncanson showed plenty of interest in. It was really good defending, though, by Poppy Hooks, and then a challenge came in late from Gemma Crane, I think, who was trying to help her teammate out. Thu's pass out wide for Organ. Spadano driving through midfield. She's got Crane to her left. Stonehill with great piece of tracking back, though, to poke it away. Perth on the charge here. Thrown back to Crane. Ball had crossed the line. Stonehill, crowded out by 3 Perth players. Stonehill goes back to try and win the ball. Duncanson continues. And then a strong challenge from Lawrence in midfield. Sends Duncanson to the deck. And Duncanson's still down here behind the play. Tough cookie, Jamie Duncanson. Trying her best to get back to her feet. She copped that knock a little bit earlier in the half, of course, remember. Duncanson will come to the touchline. No substitute being prepared just yet. We do have a couple warming up in the corner to the right of your screen, off camera. Crane will return the ball to the goalkeeper. Duncanson's still off for the moment. Let's see how she comes back on here. She's back on the pitch and looks to be moving okay. Meanwhile, at the other end, Green will try and latch onto that ball forward from Organ, but Murdoch was stepping in. Lehane. Pass. Hits Duncanson. Now Sophia Neal. Looks up and tries to release Crane. Thu just hacks it away. Tries to then push her defence up as far as possible. Ball skips wide for Cook. Tries to 1-2 with Duncanson. Gibbons will cut across. And Duncanson tries an optimistic effort from distance. Cornish will look to get the ball moving again quickly. So Mom FC, as things stand, look as if they're going to win a 6th home game of the season. They're going to look to ice it here possibly with Abby Green surging in on goal. Green will strike. Oh, it's a good save from Bennett. I feel it was creeping in at the near post, but it was a good glove, and it's an intervention that might just keep Perth in this one. She had 2 teammates waiting at the back post for the pullback. Stonehill places the ball down. In swingers deep into that post. Lawrence's header! Just wide of the mark. She's very good from set pieces, Sadie Lawrence. She just dropped off her marker at the back post and The header flashed just wide of the upright. And then good pressure from Jukic there to force an error out of Perth's defence and maintain the ball. The reigning gold medal and golden boot winner, Katarina Jukic. Talia Organ looks to pick out the run of Betty. Betty's ball releases Abby Green. Abby Green looks up. She'll try and pull back for Stonehill, and it's put behind for a corner. Stonehill's corner, stood up, Organ jumping. The header was from DeLeo. Lawrence plays wide for Betty. Betty looks up, into the feet of Jukic. The layoff for Lawrence, across, Gibbons, strike. McMurdo had plenty of time to control possession and then clear away. Cool, calm defending. Organ's ball back in. It'll run through for Grace Betty. It was an awkward bounce, and that allowed Tanner, I think it was, to step in and put out for a throw. In fact, it was Ruby Walsh. Hooks is driven, cross goes behind. Bennett's going to go and get the ball quickly. In fact, she'll leave it for DeLeo. He tries to get it upfield quickly. Neil's flick on. Stonehill plays back for Lane, who looks up the line. Perth trying to be quick with possession here. Stepping in Lawrence. She's got hooks to her right. Switch the play, was looking for Organ. Green intercepted, and that allowed Duncanson to step in and pickpocket the midfielder. Now Gemma Crane will try and get away from Lahane. Lahane did really well there to stand up Perth's W League star. Crane's cross. Deflected off Lahane and behind for a corner. Good play all round there from both players. It was a great pass from Duncanson, great run from Crane. And then a great piece of defending on two occasions from Lahane. Duncanson plays short for Crane. She'll get it back. The cross comes in. It's charged down. Crane's got the ball at her feet. She's stood up by Jukic, and Jukic prods behind for another set piece. Duncanson's ball in, and Cornish will watch that one over a net. And I doubt they're going to be in too much rush to take this one now. Thu stood over the ball. Free kick against Jukic. Into the final minute of regulation time here. Perth throw bodies forwards. DeLeo's ball, and it'll run to the back post. It'll run through to Cornish. 3 Perth players lurking there, and neither of them was able to get a touch on it. Cornish will help over the top. Betty's offside here. Perth looking to get the ball back quick, smart. DeLeo spots Sophia Neal out wide. Neal's going to have to go all the way back to McMurdo here. Switch of the plays on here if Perth can move the ball quickly enough. DeLeo's got Tanner. Pass was a little short. Stonehill steps in. DeLeo goes back in, though, with a good challenge. But it's at the right end of the ground as far as Mom FC are concerned. Mom FC, whose next 3 games are at home to Subiaco, away at Balcatta, and away at Kern. They do still have a catch-up game to play with NTC as well from last weekend, remember. Not sure when that one will be sandwiched in. Perth, meanwhile, away at Fremantle City next week. That's going to be a massive game in the race for the top 4, and then they're at home to NTC and away at Balcatta. And they've also got a home game with Balcatta to catch as well, so Perth with 4 games coming up against teams in and around them. Games they're really going to have to take all 3 points from unless they can nicolate one here. Mum FC still with something to say about that, though, possibly. Possession turned over. Duncanson's got Crane up the line. She opts to carry herself. Duncanson goes inside. Gibbons was screening well. We're into second half added time here. Mum FC 3, Perth Soccer Club 2. Betty's ball forward. Cut out by Walsh. DeLeo sideways to Tanner. It's got to go forward, though, at some point. It does now. Duncanson hoists forward. Lawrence heads clear. Betty on the turn. Tried to pick the pass for Green, but possession was just turned back over to Bennett. Perth desperately trying to win the ball back. Crane puts in a huge effort there. Ball lands at Duncanson's feet. Liana Cook, strike at goal, a curling one, and Cornish gets her body behind the ball and is able to gather. No mistake this time from the goalkeeper. And she'll go wide for Green, who can't quite keep it alive. McMurdo for Walsh. Spadano looking for Duncanson. Duncanson. Cross charge down by Lawrence, who's been everywhere tonight. Thu's ball forward. It will give Jukic something to chase. Bennett's off her line, though. Sophia Neal. Touch just escaped her slightly. Talia Organ swings a boot at it. Abby Green will now get the ball, and Murdoch have got a 3-on-3 here if they want to utilise it. Abby Green skips away. She's got Grace Betty to her right. It's Betty. Green was in the area. It was slightly behind the midfielder. Pass will find Jukic. The strike blocked again. Murdoch trying to kill this one off. Crane gets in the way, though. And now Perth will hoist forward. Pass was wide of Neal, though, and Mum FC will be happy to just catch a breather and take a few more seconds off the clock. Duncanson's pass. Ruby Walsh. Perth's last chance possibly here. Thu has to put out for a throw. Time's up for Perth. Mum FC win by 3-2 and returns to the top of the league. 2 points clear of Northern Redbacks, who play on Sunday against Balcatta, but they had to work hard for it tonight against a Perth team who came from 2 goals down 2 goals scored by Grace Betty and Ellie Lamont in the first half. And at that point, it looked like it was going to be a routine win for the defending champions, but Perth came roaring back. Goals from Gemma Craden and a cracker from Emma Murdoch on the strike of half-time. Breathed real life into this one. And then the game's decisive moment was made by Ellie Lamont, who kept her composure in the penalty area, picked out the bottom corner, and her 2 goals was the match-winning contribution of the night. Her 8th of the season, and Mum FC's unbeaten run stretches to 8 in a row now. They go back to the top of the league. Perth remain in 5th place. Ahead of the rest of the weekend's results, they've got to find their resolve in the coming weeks against Fremantle, NTC and Balcatta, games which will no doubt determine their destiny in season 2021. But tonight is Murdoch's night. The defending champions do it again. They're unbeaten for an 8th game in a row after a 3-2 win over Perth here at Wormald Civil Stadium.